Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychiatric Excel as we count down my top 100 animated films of all time. This week, we're going to be covering movies number 20 to number 11, and I will leave links to the previous videos on the description below. As usual, keep in mind this is a purely subjective exercise, and feel free to share your own list or your thoughts on each of the movies I'm going to be sharing this week. We start at number 20 with Pat Labor, the movie, released way back in 1989, directed by Mamoru Oshii, released by Studio Dean. 4 out of 5 for me. Very different tone from the TV animated anime series. And this one has a more mature tone, very complex story, great characterization. The characterization on the anime series is good too, but it's that those layers of complexity and that difference in tone what separates this from the anime series. Nothing bad or ugly about it. Highly recommended and a true classic. Number 19, Genocidal Organ, directed by Shuko Murase by Studio Geno, released in 2017. 4 out of 5 for me. This was pretty much the same team that was responsible for the Ergo Proxy anime, which is another outstanding anime production. And this shares the same strengths with the Pat Labor movie. Very complex story and very mature tone. Nothing bad or ugly about it. Now, this movie is a 4 out of 5 for me, but it was on its way to be of at least a 4.5. They started with the idea of an instinctual tendency in mankind to self-destruct. And I think if they would have pursued that idea, it would have been a better movie for it. But it made a turn in the story. I'm not gonna go into it. I'm trying to make this description as spoiler-free as possible. But with that turn in the concept, in the central concept of the story, I didn't. I think it was a lesser movie because of it. This was also part of a movie trilogy where they animated novels by author Project Ito, and all three of them are good, but this is by far my favorite. I think the other two are Empire of the Corpses and Harmony, if I remember correctly. Both good, but this is my favorite. Number 18, and now we got to the point in the list where these movies are almost perfect for me. 4.5 out of 5. Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro, the directorial film debut for Hayao Miyazaki, Studio Ghibli, back in 1979. Unbelievable characters, art and animation, a symphony of movement and color. One of the great achievements in the history of animated movies. Highly recommended. Whether you know the franchise or not, it doesn't matter. It's a true achievement in filmmaking, animated filmmaking. Highly recommended. Number 17, The Illusionist, directed by Sylvain Chomet, released by Studio Pathé way back in 2010. Another 4.5 out of 5. Basically, perfect movie for me. The only thing I think would give me pause to give it a on uh, unrestricted recommendation is the art. It's it may or may not be for you. It has its own art style, but the animation is amazing. The music is amazing, and the characters and the story are um, incredible. I mean, it really, it will, it will crush your heart. Um, Especially, this is one of those movies. If you've lived a little longer, like myself, you'll be able to appreciate it um, a little bit better, maybe as it deals with themes of regret, loneliness, and making up for your past mistakes in life by making someone else's life better. It's a great movie, animated or not. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. At number 16, we have the classic Akira, directed by Katsuhiro Otomo, released way back in 1988, and this is a 4.5 out of 5 for me. Not much needs to be said about this movie. This is one of the best and most influential animated movies ever made. The art and the animation are completely incredible, and I love the world building too. Nothing bad or ugly about this one. Great movie. Number 15, another absolute classic, Spirited Away, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, Studio Ghibli, back in 2001, another 4.5 out of 5 for me. All technical aspects are great here. The story and the characters are exceptional too. Nothing bad or ugly about this one. Another absolute classic. Number 14, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, directed by Mamoru Hosoda, Studio Madhouse, 2006. Um, Not as big a classic as the previous two, but I absolutely adore this movie. The story and the central concept of the story is so clever. The way that it deals with time travel, the consequences of it, how we become the people that we are, the characterizations here are all completely amazing. If you are an anime fan, you probably know. If you haven't watched this movie, it comes highly recommended. Number 13, we go back to another immortal classic, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, another Hayao Miyazaki movie, of course, a Ghibli movie, and this one from 1984, 4.5 out of 5 for me. The world build here is completely spectacular. The characters and music, and the story too. I mean, this is a movie with no weak points. Maybe it didn't hit me emotionally like some of the movies that I consider to be a 5 out of 5, but in terms of objective aspects, technical aspects, and whatnot, this movie is basically perfect. Number 12 is Tekken Concrete, directed by Michael Arias from Studio 4 Degrees Centigrades, released in 2006. 4.5 out of 5. The story here, I mean, it really, this is really a gut punch for me. I mean, this movie really, this story really moves me. And that comes with the story, comes the characters, which are relatable, and you feel for them, what they're trying to achieve, where they're coming from. The art style may not be for everybody, specifically the way the characters are drawn. I think the background art is beautiful, but your mileage may vary when it comes to the art style. Nothing ugly about this one. And number 11, we started this video with the original Pat Labor, and we close with Pat Labor 2. Sorry about the director's name, is Mamoru Oshii. Studio IG movie from 1993. 4.5, 4.5 out of 5 for me. Same strengths as the original Pat Labor, tone and story with the characterizations. It's just, I think this one is a little bit better all the way through, and it moves me emotionally a little bit more. So there you have it. That's it for this week. Next week, we finish this series with the top 10 animated movies of all time and the 6 movies that I consider to be a perfect 5 out of 5. So until then, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. And as usual, thank you for your time. Bye.